Here is a quote from Anatole France for teachers. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. Now, I am a dreamer, and I have many dreams and wishes, and many of them I will not achieve. There's only one goal that I must achieve, and that is to help my son be a better person. I care about my daughter. I would love to be able to teach her things, or speak to her, or listen to her. However, she has chosen to see me as, what would that word be? A waste of time. So, I'm not authorized by the other females in the house, the mother and my mother and the spouse, to take away the Kindle, because I could fix 1,000 things in this house with the money that is already here. I'm talking about the spouse and my mother's money. I would change everything. Put in skylights, for instance. Dig a well in the backyard. A guy in Texas, after only 8 feet, he discovered water. That's another reason I don't work. The spouse likes to water the garden. I'm like, if we had our own well, you could water that garden all day long. I wouldn't object. But you expect me to go to work for what, $5 an hour, $8 an hour? If it's not 100, it's not enough. All right. It's being underpaid. You expect me to go to work just so that we could throw away the money that belongs to our children in a garden with flowers that doesn't have tomatoes, doesn't have lettuce, doesn't have whatever vegetables we could grow and eat? You see, I'm a young man that grew up in a city, and I want to have chickens, and I want to have sheep, and I want to have a farm with fish even. What do they call it? Growing tilapia. And I've seen other powerful men, they have tilapia on their YouTube videos. However, I wonder what they did. They probably have a job. The guy in Texas that found water in his backyard and 8 feet below, he knows how to work cement. He drives those big trucks. So he has a job. When he told on his video, I'm gonna go have dinner because the wife wants me to go have dinner at some Mexican restaurant. And then he says, I told her that I would get ready as soon as I'm good and ready. So I better say bye because I am good and ready now. But that's a husband that pays attention to his wife. I like that. It should be both ways. The wife should also pay attention to her husband. All right, let's see what we got here. This is a book from when I was in kindergarten. Now again, I never went to kindergarten. I ran back home. Cuaderno de Kinder. Dirección, frente a la prensa. Oh, look at that. I wonder if I drew this. Or someone drew it for me. I've always been fascinated with boats. Yes, my dad was a sailor. And he gave me a boat when I was 4 years old. The boat had little cars. I don't believe I drew this though. I believe someone else did. It's a flower. Here's the word. Flor. Numbers. Alright, so this is more something I would have drawn. Well, thank you, Mother, for this cuaderno. Tablas de multiplicación. Say, I don't know some of these. It's got the metric system in Spanish. I'm going to keep the inside. This is maybe 5 less than 40 years old. For instance, it's got the symbol of square root, the minutes. It's a little circle on top, like let's say that it's 1 minute, it's the number 1 and a little floating circle for 1 minute. And then how to write a million. Wow. Interesting stuff. Well, Daniel, it's time to let it go. Go with peace. Let's see what else we have here. Better not show any baby pictures, huh? Oh, better not show that either. Let's see. Here's the library. How to renew books online. I don't go to the library anymore because I get the books from here on... Yep, I'm not going to use that. I think libraries will go extinct now that we have the internet. Here's another one. This is an interesting book about Honduras. It was full of hotels and tourist attractions, and the name of it is El Caribe empieza en Honduras. El encanto nunca termina. The Caribbean begins in Honduras. The enchantment never ends. Here's the map of Honduras. It's not an island. What happens is it doesn't show the other countries that are bordering it. It's got islands. Honduras has islands that I've never been to. Alright. I'm from the northern coast, in front of the ocean. Well, I wasn't born there, but I spent from age 2 to 7 there. Here's another map of Honduras. So you can see this is Panama, South America, and so on. And beautiful photos. Talks about the climate. 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see, what could I talk to you about? Happy birthday, a special girl like you. This one was purchased, but what am I doing with it? I didn't buy it. Most likely my mother bought it. Say, someone's birthday's coming up. Take a look at this one. I used to make boats. I actually just learned, maybe 2 years ago. This is a boat with the kids probably made it. My son or my daughter, they're both very good at doing these. They remember how to do them. This is interesting. And my grandmother used to make them for me. And what you do is you just put them in water. They're paper boats. And they float. This year, when I was in my own apartment, right there in the efficiency and in the other room that has a bathroom and stuff with its private entrance. When I was there, I used to, what did I do? I used to take one of these boats out every day and just leave it. Then my son used to come visit me every day after school. Yep. It's fun having someone that loves you. Alright. What are the characteristics of a good choice? Helping children make good choices. A good choice is honest, true to your values, a positive force in your life, good for you and the people around you, self-esteem building. A good choice is right for you, even if it is not what everyone else is doing. A good choice is not always obvious. I always wondered about people that went to court, like the one farmer that went up against Monsanto, and his lawyer told him, I am one lawyer, they have 100. Just in paperwork, you could go to jail for using the seed of Monsanto or something. And this company was not allowing farmers to use their own seeds. They had to use the Monsanto seed. But this farmer wasn't. But in the wind, the seed flies and it gets in his land. And so if he's found using it, he's not paying the money, then he's stealing. And the court was in favor of this against this farmer and in favor of the company. You gotta watch the movie. It's on YouTube. Food Inc. And they show chickens that have never seen the sky, have never seen the sunlight, cannot walk, sick. And so it's a cruel world for the animals there. I mean, I know they're going to die anyway, but they've never been a chicken, just a piece of meat. Their legs or their bodies are so full of muscle that they get drugs and stuff so they can become real big real fast. I think it's called a chicken in 49 days or something. From hatching to being big, muscular, ready to eat chicken. So the farmer had to say that everything he had done in his life, being an honest man and things like that, so that he wouldn't go to jail, so that he'd be able to see his family, he had to go against whatever he believed in, His friends had left him because otherwise they would be in the same situation as him, losing money through the judges or through the court system and being thrown in jail. And I mean, you have a plan for your life. You don't want to spend your time in a courthouse every day, or you don't want to spend your time in jail. So in my life, I had to take the pills because I noticed the pills that were given to the Baker Act patients, 2, 3, 4 days later, they would get out. And I really missed my son. I could say I missed my family. However, that would be shallow. That would be dishonest. Because although I love them and I would die for them, you don't really miss people that are against you. I mean, I went to jail, not jail, I went to the hospital jail for protecting the fingers of my children because they were playing slam the door on my fingers, on their fingers. So before that happened, I kicked the door, and that's how I ended up there. So everybody wants to be a tough man. But 24 hours later came, they told me I would be going away, going back home after 24 hours. And that Christmas, 7.5 days later, I got sent out. And I didn't want to take the pills. I said, pills for what? I don't see anything. I don't hear anything. I control my temper. They would say that kicking a door is not controlling it. All right. They were not in the room. They were both in the living room. I told them, go to the living room, and I kicked the door. I would have unhinged it. I would have donated that door 2 years ago when the daughter started slamming it, but that didn't work out because the spouse does not want to donate it to Habitat for Humanity. So the best way is, if you're a young man, live alone. Live alone. It is the only way you can be a man and be happy with your lifestyle. Yes, your children will suffer. That's the one problem I have, though, because women sometimes they get too angry with their own children. They don't have patience and things like that. There's no man. But what I found out is I do like Cesar Millan, straight face. I go in there and I hear something, right? And I tell my son, I want to speak with you, sir, please. And then he's either crying or he's about to start, or he's laughing and playing with his sister, but usually after laughing, they end up doing something wrong. So I bring him here, I sit him down, and I talk to him. And I said, look, I cannot help you in that area of the house. I can only help you here. I'd rather you stay here for a few minutes, well, for a long time. He says, you always want me here. I said, yes, because over here I can protect you. Over there, I cannot. Talk to you later. Be a better dad than I am.